everyone. Today's show is brought to you by Audible, as you probably already know. Audible has been nice enough to grant each of our listeners a free audiobook with a 30-day trial membership. Please go to audibletrial.com/PBT, browse the unmatched selection of audio programs, and download any title of your choice absolutely free. Start listening. Yo, it's that easy. Go to audibletrial.com/PBT.
You stinking whore.
Hey everybody, welcome into Peanut Butter and Triggered. I am Scott, joined by my main man,
Jay, so what's up?
And also
Jacob!
It's so great to be here. I'm back after a couple weeks in that terrible Bachelor stuff. We are talking about we're going to talk about a few things. PDW, a little bit of news. We're going to talk about a couple streaming services for 1 year locked in due to this whole Corona thing. And guess what? We watched, or at least watched part of Totoro. And we're going to talk about it and how what we thought of it, and probably the last anime you'll ever see us watch. Let's start off with you, Jay. Let's listen to your PDW. Let's do it.
Okay, so we've probably all watched the same thing because for some reason, dude, every single time I've looked at my phone, somebody's texting me to watch something. Let me start off with my opinions are going to vary, and I've actually taken a lot of heat regarding some of my opinions. But let me just get started here. So I'm sure you guys have watched Tiger King on Netflix, right?
Not yet. It's on my list.
Okay.
I've actually, yes.
You have?
Yeah.
Okay. So I thought that it was like, okay, it's riveting enough for me to, well, I didn't finish it because I didn't care for it. But it was riveting enough for me to actually like have it on. I gave it like a C-. Everybody's saying that it's the best thing since like sliced bread, but I don't agree with that.
I thought it was okay.
Yeah, see? Panda actually had a ton of hate for me because you don't like anything. I was like, I didn't say I didn't like it. I just don't love it like you do. And I had my opinion on it.
I think the guy's creepy.
Yeah, I think they're all idiots. They're stupid.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I can only listen to and watch a documentary about these complete morons for so long where I'm just like, all right, if it's not another Grizzly Man thing, then I'm not in it for the end. So,
I'm going to watch it this week.
All in all, if you're going to watch it, just make sure you have nothing else to do because it's going to be tough to sit through.
Hey Jay, I just shot you a text, by the way.
You shot me a text or a
yeah,
sex? Because it sounded like you said sex.
Text.
Oh, it is a sex, actually. That's disgusting. Oh, Jacob wants to know if I watched that new Mia Khalifa video.
Yeah.
No, but you can talk about it during your playing, doing, watching.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I watched a Vice documentary on YouTube, Dark Side of the Ring. It's about the Chris Benoit murder-suicide. It's actually the two-part. The second part just came out Wednesday the 25th. There's a lot about it that people might not have known. It kind of gives the whole backstory of like Chris Benoit, his wife, his kids, and his career, and then the whole aftermath of like everything that happened after he killed his family. It's really grisly. There's a lot of like description about like how police found the crime scene. It's kind of disturbing. That one I gave a B+. I felt like it didn't need to be two parts. I felt like it could have easily been one part. So that's the only criticism I have for it. I've watched. I'm fully caught up on Westworld, so I think they've only had like 2 episodes so far. So far it's an A+. I don't really expect anything less of Westworld because they already had like kind of a shitty sophomore slump with season 2. Season 3 is it's toying with the idea of everything being a simulation. So I'm here for it. Curb Your Enthusiasm, I believe they may have just wrapped up the season, but they just aired episode 10 of season 10. That one got an A- for me. Ends on a really, really funny note. Um, 600 Pound Life, Season 8. I'm actually in the middle of Dominic's episode. Funny thing about that is Scott had just texted me about he finally guessed the weight to the pound for one of the weigh-ins. Scott, would you like to tell the story real quick?
Yeah, so Jay and I, as many of you who listen know, really enjoy us some good 600-pound life. And I put it on because my wife's working at home, and I wanted just to put something on, so we were watching it. And one of the things we do, which apparently Jay does as well, is whenever they go for the weigh-in, we just guess. We try to get as close to their weight as possible. And I just threw out 658 for this lady, and she was 658.1. So I got it to the pound, which means I've officially watched too much 600-pound life.
So, and I'm not making this up, literally, like, right before we started recording, I was in the middle of Dominic's episode, and I was like, he looks like he might be a tall guy, but he looks so fucking big. It's mostly in his belly and his legs, and that's going to be a lot of weight. I'm going to guess 672. And then his brother came in, and he was standing next to the door, and they both stood up. I was like, oh, he actually isn't that tall. I'm going to go 640. And then he gets weighed in. It was 672.8. If I would have just kept my fucking mouth shut and gone with my gut my gut instinct, pardon the pun, I would have had it. So, so far this season is super lackluster. Nobody's hitting goals. People are not listening to Dr. Now, and we're not seeing any sort of transformation. Lots of laziness. I'm giving this season so far a C+. Lastly, I am watching Love Island UK, and I would say like 70% done with season 3, and it's getting a B so far. They've changed up a lot of stuff, and you kind of, if I'm being honest, I kind of don't like a lot of the Islanders. There's like maybe 2 or 3 that I really like. Lots of like immaturity and like mind games, gaslighting and stuff like that. That's just kind of hard to watch. The thing that is really cool though is that they are calling Islanders out on lies. And also like some of the Islanders are calling out the others that have lied or like told half of the story. So I really do love that show. We finally got Panda to start watching, and I think he watched like all of Australia, and I think he's starting on like one of the UK seasons. But season 3 so far, I give it a B. Video games, I'm still playing 2K20, NBA 2K20, Skyrim. I'm playing shut up. And I'm playing Red Dead Redemption Online when I can't go to sleep at like 3 in the morning. And then that's it, actually.
Hey Jay, can I ask you about your doing?
Oh yeah, I jump rope today. Today.
Inside or outside?
Outside.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I walked outside. I stood next to my car and I jump rope for like 10 minutes, and then
So you're infected.
I could be. I also have been staying inside and cooking, and I have also been cleaning, and I've also been sleeping. So that's about
There's
it.
so many dishes when you're home all the time.
Yeah,
Dude.
You know what's funny is it like aside from me jump roping, I literally just did it once right before I watched 600 Pound Life, and it was only for 10 minutes. I have legitimately not gone outside.
Did you watch yourself grow?
What?
Like while you're jumping, you're like, dude, I can fucking feel myself getting bigger.
No.
Cause no, you didn't jump rope to get bigger.
No.
Oh.
To get bigger.
Yeah, fucking work the muscles.
Jump rope's not a good one to get you bigger.
Oh.
Okay.
All right. Well,
yeah.
I'm glad you left.
Yeah.
I didn't think you'd leave your house.
I stayed at my in my driveway. But also I watched My Neighbor Totoro today. I didn't make that sound. That was Jacob, surprisingly. Jacob, would you like to do your playing, doing, watching?
Yeah. As far as playing, my playing kind of goes into a little bit of news. I've been playing a lot of Apex. Actually, Scotty might like this. So Scotty and I tried actually playing the new Warzone.
Yeah.
And huge fucking coincidence. So Nate actually hooked it up with a fucking PC I bought. So now I have a second PC for when Kylie's little brother comes over and wants to play. And he was like, "Hey, like, just you have to make a deal with me," because he gave me a really good deal. I was like, "All right, cool." He's like, "You have to play Warzone with me," and I was like, "All right, cool, whatever." And get home, set it up, and it was having some problems, but I fixed it. And I had to like recreate some like Windows files, which is whatever. And went to go play Warzone, and Blizzard was getting fucking DDoSed. Like the day that we were trying to play.
Yeah, I tried to get on with them, and we just couldn't even play at all.
No, it would be like Scott and Nate would get on, and then I couldn't get on, and then like Nate couldn't get on, and I could. Scott wasn't having any problems though, so I think it was because you're on your PlayStation, so.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a Blizzard DDoS, so I think just anybody who was on PC was just having direct
my guess
problems.
is just your launcher, your backend, or something had some.
Yeah.
Because it didn't say Blizzard anywhere on anything in the PlayStation version.
That was so annoying. So I didn't end up getting to play Warzone with Scotty, but so I've been playing a little bit of Warzone, but a lot of Apex, and I guess it falls a little bit into the news, but Apex is kind of doing a split season this for their season 4, where half of it was on their new map and half of it is on their old map. So everybody got re-ranked, and I don't know. I just kind of I hated their new map. So I've been playing their old map because that's what the new season's on. So I just playing the shit out of that, and then watching. This actually might surprise both you and Scott. So I have never ever seen The Office before.
Wow.
Ever. And Kylie and I just started The Office. We watched 2 episodes.
The first season takes some time to ramp up, but it's really short. Once you hit the second season, it gets its legs.
Yeah. Dude, I thought the racist episode was fucking hilarious.
Diversity.
Yeah, diversity. or when he like fucking he got the fax from corporate. He's like, "I told you to file that." She's like, He's like, "The trash can. That's where the file is."
Yeah.
And he started laughing. She's like, "Did you get my fax?"
One thing that's really interesting, the Indian girl in that, Mindy Kaling, she, if you watch her at the beginning of the series, she's really traditional Indian. She has like the Indian garb on, and all that stuff, and she's quiet. By the end of the series, she's like a Valley girl, like super annoying, like millennial type.
Maybe, do you think that's her character or like her?
I don't know if it just changed over time, but yeah. There's also a couple people in the first episode who just don't appear anywhere else in the rest of the show.
Dude, when they all had those fucking names on their forehead, and the only black guy got black, he's like, "This is a total coincidence, I promise."
Yes.
I was like, "Oh my god, this is so funny."
It's a really great show.
Yeah. So Kylie and I started that, and then been watching Supernatural. Still, yeah, I know, crazy. We're on like season 13, I think. And I've just been working at the family business, Tony's Fish Market in Oregon City.
Bomb-est fish.
Making some extra money.
Yeah, I just figured since, this whole apocalypse thing is happening, we're not working right now. Might as well make some extra dough on the side.
Why don't you ask Tony if we can get a sponsorship? I
mean, my grandparents are all about sponsoring. They probably would.
Yeah, why haven't we asked them?
Because I don't want to pay us.
Okay. You don't want to pay us. You're not paying us shit, dude. It's
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I've never brought it up.
Yeah.
But my family's all about advertisements, so maybe.
Cool.
I'll hit a free plug, and then after this, I'll see if we can get sponsored by them. But Tony's Fish Market, Oregon City. Been family run since 1936. It's the best fucking smoked salmon you'll ever eat.
It's true. I've had it.
Really, I want to try it.
Dude,
I'll bring you some.
You'll never go back to anything else.
If I come through, will you give me some?
Oh yeah. You can even ask Jay about I didn't even give him Jay smoked salmon. I gave him the tuna.
No, you gave me smoked salmon too.
Yeah. I mean, did you like the smoked salmon more than the tuna?
No, dude. Okay, so here's a quick story. I was eating like regular tuna, And Jacob's like, ew, how can you eat that garbage? He was being like really snobby about it. I was like, fuck you, dude. It's just tuna. He's like, no. You gotta eat tuna from Tony's Fish Market or whatever it is. And I was like, okay, whatever. And I just kind of shrugged it off. And he lit like a couple days later brought me a can of tuna, and he was like, you gotta eat this. And I was like, okay, cool. He's like, no, I went out of my way. I brought you a can of tuna. You have to eat this. So I opened it, and dude, he was not kidding. That tuna changed my life. Completely changed my outlook on any tuna going forward.
Yo, real talk. My son eats tuna all the time. Like, he eats it once a week.
Yeah.
I will come through. I want to try some of that tuna.
Yeah, like other story too. It'll be quick, but my aunt one time was like, "Do you want a tuna fish sandwich?" And not like my mom said that from the fish market. And I was like, "Oh fuck yeah! Like I love tuna sandwiches." And it was like the chicken of the sea. And I genuinely just didn't know how spoiled I was eating our tuna, and I ate it, and I'm not even kidding. I spit it out, and I almost fucking threw up because it was so disgusting. Because I just didn't even know how good our fucking shit was, and I will only eat our fucking tuna for the rest of my life, and it's kind of scarred me.
How much is like a can of tuna there?
Oh, I mean, it's kind of expensive. It's probably like $6 for a can. It's cheap right now because it's on sale because the whole coronavirus thing. So we're running a special.
Hey, I'm gonna come through.
But yeah, I'll see if they can sponsor us, and then I'll cook you up, Scotty.
I don't even care about the sponsorship. Like, honestly, I just want to come through. Like, I would love some tuna. My son loves tuna. We eat tuna all the time.
Oh, so you want to use me?
I didn't say use you. I said purchase some tuna.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm open to purchasing it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're gonna use me?
Yeah.
Okay.
What else you got?
And I mean that's pretty much it. I think I've covered everything. I can move on to you, Scotty.
All right. Finished Silicon Valley. Kind of not the best ending, but a decent overall final season, I think. I just finished season 9, which is I think the second to last season of Curb.
Yeah.
Which I think it ramped up and it got better. Definitely the Fatwa was a good episode, which is the final episode of that season. Where he's talking about like, are you tracking my clothes, like his clothing patterns? He's like really self-conscious about the fact that like someone says, hey, didn't you wear those pants yesterday? And then he gets like really self-conscious about it. And then I did play some Warzone with my buddy Radford and Jeremy. We played for like 5 hours the other night, which was a whole lot of fun. Watched 600 Pound Life. I randomly watch episodes just throughout, and I watched the episode. I watched 2 episodes actually, which were okay. Whenever they have no resolution, it's just definitely not as good. And lastly, the thing I've been doing most is playing Doom Eternal, which is way fucking better than I thought it would be. Super impressed. If it's a way deeper shooter than like I imagine you just get a shotgun and you just blow shit up, but it's definitely not like that. It's a really 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 fast game. You use a lot of dashes. You're constantly changing. Like each gun has its regular shot. You shoot shotgun. And then you know you can switch to a grenade launcher or a machine gun shotgun or whatever. It's a really super good game. I like highly recommend it to anyone. The IGN gave it a 9.0, so it's definitely worth it.
I didn't even know Radford played COD. You guys popping off?
What?
Did you guys get any wins?
No, we haven't. So you know, one thing that Jacob brought up. Did you guys have anything ruined by the old C virus, vacation, stuff like that?
I have tons and tons of stuff that was fucking ruined by the little bitch. You know the little bug on that picture? You zoom in, and it's actually that picture of that big ass dick. You know, seen those memes?
Yeah, I've seen those.
Okay, I'm glad. I was like, wait, am I the only one? Dude, they're
we
so
should have just
fucking
messed
funny.
with them. We should have just been like, no, why are you looking at dicks?
I watch some gay porn every once in a while.
Oh my god, that's going on a cart.
All right. Anyway, god damn it. Yeah. So I hope it doesn't last this long. Actually, I have a couple things. So, kind Kylie and I she purchased these tickets a year ago for the Shania Twain concert. We're gonna go to Vegas for a couple days, go to the Shania Twain concert, and then after that we're actually gonna go because Kylie and I we're engaged, and she wants to meet my other side of the family from my dad's side. You know, the one that we've been playing this long game of hide and seek. Still haven't found him. But he has a family in Utah, and we're gonna go. She just wanted to meet him, say hi, and then we're gonna leave. And then that all got so far shut down because of Corona, which is fucking awful. And then a month ago, Kylie texted me. She's like, "Hey, like, love you, and I just want you to know I got you a surprise." I was like, "Oh, what is it?" And she showed me, and my favorite fucking country artist. And I promise you, Jay and Scott, if you guys went and saw Zach Brown Band, you guys, no, listen, you don't understand. Zach Brown, their country for sure. They play Metallica. They play that one song where it's like running down the valley with a pocket full of shells. I don't know what the fuck that song is. They play everything except for probably like, yeah, no, they even play that. Yeah,
Okay.
it's been a while. Their lead singer plays that, and they just posted saying that they're canceling their tour, and yeah.
Wow.
Well, that sucks, dude. That's not fun.
Yeah, it ruined my whole fucking life. Might as well just try. And then oh fuck, what else? Jay, if there's anything you can go to or ruined in your fucking life, you can go to it. There's one other thing I was gonna say, but I'll think about it.
All right. Well, there's only a couple of things that is ruined for me. We were gonna go visit Katie's brother in LA, and now we can't fucking go. So I'm pretty pissed off about that. Like next week or the week after, I can't remember because I knew it was gonna ruin this. But there's this concert I was going to. It was a band called Tennis, so we can't fucking go to that. And this is like part of.
Sorry, I don't have a soundboard.
Yeah, well, that's your problem, bud. I think it was purchased for like my birthday, if I remember correctly. So that kind of sucks. Jacob, do you remember what you were
I know.
say?
I think I did. So Scotty was kind of bringing up like some in-laws that had a vacation canceled.
Yeah. My in-laws were supposed to go to France, and then they're supposed to go to like in September. They haven't canceled that one yet, but they're really, really like at the point where they're probably going to cancel it. And then in like a week or two, they're supposed to go to Mexico, and actually they invited us, but we just elected to not go. But as for my wife and I, we're fortunate in that there's like pretty much nothing. We didn't have anything on the docket, so that's a good thing.
Well, I'm glad that they're not going to. Oh, never. Yeah, I know you said France, but for some reason my mind was on Italy, and I was like, well, good thing they're not going to fucking Italy.
Chad. Yeah, good thing.
Yeah.
But
Well,
my
Spain's fucked now, too.
roommate's family was supposed to go to Japan, and they had to cancel their flight. They had to pay, I think it was like $1,000 to reschedule their flights to
Damn.
later in the year. It's just super unfortunate.
Well, it sounds like they'll be getting that $1,000 back.
Yeah. Hopefully. Do you think that do you guys think that this whole coronavirus fiasco is going to end soon?
No.
No, but I do think that I'm about to get $2,900 as soon as they actually send these checks out.
Yeah. How do you get that?
It's under 70 if you make under 75 grand per person. If you file jointly, it's under 150 grand, and then you get $500 for each kid, and it's at $1,200. So like my wife and I will each get $1,200, and then for my son we'll get $500, so it's $2,900.
So how do you file for that?
I read it today. It's based on they're going to send it. I think they're going to confirm your address via mail, based on where you filed your taxes last year, and then if you direct deposited your taxes, then they'll just direct deposit the same place where you got your direct deposit to, or send you a check to the same place.
So if you don't check your mail, they'll just send it directly to your checking account?
I don't know the logistics on that, but I do know it just has a lot to do with like how you filed your taxes and where you filed your taxes.
Killer.
I was just curious.
And it's supposedly, they say they're doing it as soon as humanly possible, basically, which which likely will be soon. But in the bill, the last day they have to actually send them out is December 31st of this year. But all indications point towards they're going to send them out almost like immediately. So
Yeah,
it's extra $1,200 for us, unless you guys make more than $75,000 a year.
not me.
Not me.
Anyways, we have to move on now. Let's see what we have going on here. What news? I want to say. Yeah. Go for it, Scott.
Big thing. I don't know if I was talking to Jay about this before, so I don't think it's as big news to him. I don't know what it is for you, Jacob. Half-Life Alyx just got released. And it got a 10 out of 10 from IGN, which is crazy. They don't give that often. They said it's really amazing, and it's all VR. Now, the bigger thing is, I guess if you're into Half-Life, this might, maybe be a spoiler, but at the very end of Half-Life Alyx, you get to see Gordon Freeman, and also it confirms that Half-Life 3 is coming. That's crazy. Those of you who know, Half-Life 3 has been rumored since 2007, I want to say. So it's been a long time.
It's been a while.
I was expecting that.
Cue it.
Thank you.
Pause. Okay.
Half-Life 3 basically officially announced. We got to see Gordon Freeman for the first time in 13 years. And the last thing I have, just a little bit, is servers everywhere have been overloaded. Steam had as many as 20 million concurrent users, which is the highest they've ever had. We were playing Call of Duty the other day. The server's completely overloaded by the insane amount of people playing video games right now because they're quarantined. I have people I know who aren't gamers, but they're picking up PlayStations or pulling their PlayStation out and playing it. A friend of mine on Facebook pulled out his Wii because they were so bored.
Scotty, crazy. Just to actually touch on that too, I went to Best Buy to go get a computer monitor for my other PC, and sold out of monitors, sold out of consoles, sold out of everything at Best Buy. It was crazy.
That is super crazy, dude.
But
everyone's trying to get ready.
Switches.
Yeah, they had Switches?
No, they had one Switch, and I bought it.
I was gonna say that's like if I was gonna go buy something, I'd go buy a Switch.
I actually got it for Kylie because while I'm gaming, she actually was like, "I want to play Animal Crossing." It's like perfect, thank God. And so I got her. We went halvesies on a Switch, and then unfortunately, it's a Switch Lite. It's not the
okay.
Whole thing. Yeah, but I just wish I could put it to a PC or to a TV. But it's whatever. But so she's been playing Animal Crossing. She posted her friend ID on her Instagram so people could she could go to other people's place and get some fruit that she doesn't have on her island. But
people are coming out of the woodwork for that. There's people that I know who I would have never even guessed are gamers who are like, "Hey, send me your island code. I want to come visit you."
Yeah, it's crazy.
What is the premise of Animal Crossings?
Animal Crossing is a very interesting premise. You basically, in the new one, you show up at a town. The town is there's nobody who lives there. So you chop down trees and plant trees, build a garden, do little quests, make money, sell shit, fish. Use the money to build up your town. Then each town, this is how it used to be. I don't know. I haven't played the new one, but it used to be, for example, you might sell fruit that grows in your town for $100. But if you went and you visited another person's town and you collected their fruit, because it was an exotic fruit, they would pay a lot more for it because you're going to another land or village to get it. And then you could plant those and grow more, and then you could make money that way. The long and the short of it is it's almost like a little cute little city builder that's fun regardless of what kind of gamer you are. And it just sucks your time. Did you ever play Stardew Valley?
Yeah.
Imagine Stardew Valley. It's very similar to Stardew Valley.
Oh, okay. It's a
good,
good
how you're growing stuff.
pastime.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. All right, what else do we have on the news?
That's all the news I have. What about you, fools?
All right, I got a couple of things. Looks like the Last of Us TV show gets the exact same composer of the Last of Us video game. So, Scotty, try to contain that boner because the same dude and the same music that you loved is going to be featured in the TV show.
I'm coming.
Yeah, that guy, the composer is really amazing. I think he's like a Spanish dude.
Yeah.
And he has this really, for lack of a better term, this really like dirty style. It's like these, like if I remember correctly, he actually creates his own like instruments and uses really rustic like guitars and stuff. So the music is really, it is post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
And the dude's like, it's really interesting to watch him work. A few years ago at E3, he actually opened Sony's
I remember that
press conference. Yeah, and he played for The Last of Us 2 in the announcement and stuff.
The dude's name is Gustavo Santolaya, which is
really cool. I think they got the director too, if I remember correctly, from The Last of Us. I'm like optimistic about that show, but we'll have to see. My assumption is the show won't have to deal with Joel and Ellie. That would be my guess. It'll just be set in the Last of Us world.
Well,
maybe we'll see Joel or Ellie, but
they said that I'm sure you guys remember the miniseries Chernobyl. It's Craig Mazin who's actually going to be leading the project. It's going to be available first for PlayStation Productions, and then the film and TV group that had Sony Interactive Entertainment Group will be able to distribute that on HBO. There's no time frame for the actual release window though, but
it's still super early.
Yeah, way early.
They might be just watching to see how The Last of Us 2 does,
Yeah, probably.
It's only a few months away. That studio, who makes that game is just Naughty Dog.
Yeah.
Is just, they're really, it's a Sony-owned studio, and they're really top-notch. They made Uncharted, which is just like a beautiful game, and of course The Last of Us, which we know I've sang the praises to many a time. But yeah, I'm very excited. That's been the number one on my desire list for like a couple of years now, so I can't wait for it. I think it's June.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, sorry.
No, that's completely okay. The only other piece of news that I have is almost near and dear to my heart, and I say almost because I've stopped playing the game. But Mortal Kombat has unofficially leaked evidence to show that Ash Williams of Army of Darkness fame will be a DLC character. As of yet, there's no other detail besides that, but in a document / image that was leaked from inside of NetherRealm Studios through an email, it does show that there are some copyright materials that say that Ash Williams of Army of Darkness, is a product of, I think it's like MGM. So they've given credit to the person or the entity that created that character. So all signs point to Ash Williams will be in Mortal Kombat.
And that's been a rumor for a long time too.
Yeah, he was actually supposed to be the DLC character. This is rumored. He was supposed to be the DLC character that was eventually Joker, and Joker was very quickly and very sloppily thrust into that Combat Pack 1. So that's why at first it looked like a really shitty version of Joker, and then they heard the fans, they revamped it and kind of polished it up a little bit, and we're going to see maybe a Combat Pack 2 or just a few throw-ins for DLC.
Cool.
Yeah, but that's it for news for me anyway. Jacob?
I already said my little Apex news.
Okay.
Cool.
We have one small piece that we want to talk about here. And Jacob, I don't know if you care for this because I know you don't really stream anything besides hentai. But
Lord.
Yeah, but
You guys are watching myfansonly.com?
what?
Onlyfans.com.
What was that?
If you don't know, then I can't explain it to you.
Why?
I'm sure the viewers will know what OnlyFans is.
What is it? Just give me a rough explanation.
All right, if I gave you a ballpark of what it is, it's porn.
Oh, okay, then that's fine. I don't know.
Okay.
OnlyFans, is it like a
A lot of
live-
girls have
live
OnlyFans.
show?
It's actually a wholesale fan website. They sell all sorts of fans, ceiling fans,
Yeah.
box fans,
Industrial
okay.
fans for your fans.
Yeah.
Nice.
We got every fan you got. You want? Are you hot in your house?
No.
No, it's not mine. You need a fan.
Anyway, so Scott and I will be ranking our top 3 streaming services of the Corona apocalypse.
Well,
So,
I'll start with my number 1, I guess. The one I think that you need to go right now. It's worth the $14, I think, a month. And there's a good chance you don't have it, and that's HBO Now. I think that there are so many really high quality movies. There's a whole bunch of Vice stuff on there. You get Curb Your Enthusiasm, you get Silicon Valley, you get Band of Brothers, you get The Pacific, you get
they archive everything.
Westworld. Yeah, exactly. There's so much good stuff that is not located in other places. Like a lot of stuff maybe you can get on Netflix, sometimes you can get on Hulu, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, or you've already seen it. HBO Now is like a great subscription you can go get now that there's probably a lot of things that you might not have seen. So,
not to mention the revolving catalog of movies that they have available.
New movies too, like brand new movies, newer than Netflix.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I got the total wrong idea. I thought you guys were going to talk about like streaming services, like what you can stream while you play video games while you're waiting for coronavirus to end, like Twitch.
Could be. Yeah, I mean, you can talk about Twitch. You want to talk about Twitch?
Oh no, I that's what I thought this whole segment was going to be about. I was like, oh, that's cool.
Well, yeah. I mean, what are you going to say? Twitch.
Well,
hey, wait, let me
What's
predict. I'm going to predict Jacob's list. It's going to be Twitch, YouTube, and Pornhub.
No
particular order.
Fans only.
Sorry,
Idiot.
fans only.
Or it's called OnlyFans. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Idiot.
But was that order correct too?
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Spot on. Okay, Scott, number 2.
My number 2 is YouTube. You can get YouTube TV if you don't have TV. There's a free trial. You can watch all the shows with unlimited recording ability to record whatever the fuck you want. And then also, of course, you can just do YouTube Premium, which is what I like, which takes away the ads. But that's not something that you necessarily need. But I put YouTube TV on there because if you want a regular TV service, like to watch ESPN 8 The Ocho, for example, which has been on quite a bit lately, you can do it from YouTube TV. And lastly, just Netflix. I mean, there's a lot of shit on Netflix. There's a lot of quality documentaries on there, and they just keep coming with their good OG originals. So I can't hate upon that. What about you, Jay?
It's going to be similar. Number 1, I have Hulu. The reason I have Hulu is because we have Hulu Live, so we actually do get to watch new stuff, and we have access to current or I guess contemporary seasons of certain shows that we like 600 Pound Life. But there's also a catalog of movies just like any other sort of streaming service. The other thing that's really nice too is that it has given me a lot to watch as far as shitty, trashy reality shows, like Love Island or I didn't watch the whole thing, but The Bachelor. Number 2, I would say, is YouTube. Even though there's no sports, NBA on YouTube, they've been being pretty good about putting full high resolution games that were aired during the playoffs or throughout the regular season. They put those on, and then they'll actually show up in your feed saying, "Hey, don't forget to check out this game that's airing at 5 p.m. Eastern time," or whatever the case may be. So that is.
Can I piggyback off that super quick?
Yeah.
Same with NFL. NFL Game Pass is free right now through the end of the month, I believe, and you can watch any NFL game, Super Bowls, whatever, even free on YouTube. It's now on YouTube to watch, high resolution, just like you're saying. So if you want to catch up on old, bangers that you missed, that's a good option too. And that's on YouTube or through their Game Pass regular bullshit app they have.
Nice. And then, strangely enough, this list is super similar to Scott's. I also picked HBO for all the same reasons that he picked. One thing that I do like about HBO is that they have several different categories. they have a documentaries category. That's where we watch Tickled. I know the inception of this podcast, that was like one of the documentaries that we ended up watching, if I remember correctly. And then the other thing too is that they also have, again, the movies. They also have sports. Like if you're a fan of boxing, they'll have actual like full boxing matches on there. So check it out. I think Scott was right. It was like $14.99 a month for HBO Now. You can cast it to whatever TV. You can take it with you wherever you go. So that's what I would recommend for keeping occupied during the apocalypse.
Think about this. With that $1,200, you could buy a $14, $15 subscription to HBO Now, and then you could buy a $1,185 worth of Zoloft, and everything would be great. Do you have anything you'd like to talk about, Mr. Jacob?
Watch some more porn.
Nice.
Okay.
Support your local porn stars.
Perfect. Hey,
I'm coming.
you know what time it is?
Yeah.
It's time for what the fans have clamored for. Multiple fans have clamored for this, at least two.
Jackson.
Totoro. Okay, we spent $12 and purchased the fucking movie in standard definition.
$11.99.
Yeah, sorry, I almost lied to them. To watch Totoro, who would like to start? Do you want me
I
to
thought
start?
it was fucking great. Okay.
What was? Okay, that's great. Let's start with you. What was great about it?
Actually, I don't think we should start with me because I feel like I know both of your opinions, and I feel like if I start, it's not going to be good. I should either be a middle or an end. I think we should start with Jay.
All right, mine's gonna be pretty quick then.
All right, go for it.
So,
All right, next.
Straight up, right off the bat, I'm just gonna be completely honest with you. I thought this movie was so fucking bad. I only made it 40 minutes in. I gave it an F minus. Here's a list of the things that I wrote down in my notes.
I thought my notes.
Let's finish.
I thought it was boring dialogue. The animation was strangely provocative in certain times, and I was just like, "What the fuck?
True.
These are
time.
These are kids."
Oh my god, that's anime.
Oh, cool. So it's okay to come off with like pedophilic vibes. That's great because it's an anime.
No, dude, he's in a bath with his fucking children. Okay. He
Okay.
doesn't touch them. Doesn't do anything. You just assume that he's a pedophile.
Okay, every single time the girl would run, like her skirt would fly up and her underwear
Blouse.
would show.
Okay, it's not her underwear. Okay, it's the under part.
Okay, whatever. The plot dragged. I feel like that movie could have easily been 45 minutes instead of an hour and a fucking half. This is another note that I put in here. The dialogue was super cringy. I know that I already said that it was boring dialogue, but it was also really cringy. It makes The Room dialogue look really good. And the part that I was thinking of in The Room that was even better than this is when Johnny goes to pick up the flowers and the shop owner's like, "You're my favorite customer," and Johnny's like, "Thank you, keep the change." It was so bad, dude. And then the other thing too, the worst scene was that shower scene. I'm sorry, it was just so fucking creepy. And if you're giving that a pass, Jacob, I'm gonna condemn you for that.
Okay.
But overall, the movie gets a hard F minus, like concrete, set in stone, no redemption, F minus.
Dude, you have no taste.
Oh
All right.
God. Okay.
Okay, Jacob, let's hear yours, and I'll finish it out.
So, couple things as far as animation, as far as the adaptation of how the movie was animated. One thing I want to just poke on you and Scott. This anime came out before Ninja Scroll.
So,
if you look at the adaptation between how well this movie was animated before Ninja Scroll was, and it was like months before. Ninja Scroll, you can kind of tell it was definitely animated. It's an older anime. Where Totoro, the way it was animated, if you would say that Totoro came out in 2008, 2009, it's extremely believable. It was, as far as like the adaptation was going and how well this was animated, super ahead of its time. Absolutely amazing. Ninja Scroll is good. They had a lot of things that carried on into current anime, but if you compare the two different styles of how it was animated, Totoro easily takes a cake. I think as far as anime goes, I think that the problem that most people have with anime is they expect magic and like just crazy shit to happen and killing.
No,
Which
that's not true. But go on.
okay. Well, anyway, Freya is rudely interrupted by somebody who doesn't know what he's talking about. Totoro is kind of like one of those slice of life animes. It's not really meant to be. It's meant to just be like something that could be current or going on like in somebody's actual life. And I think that they really followed that formula pretty well.
How can you possibly say this could happen in your actual life? They go to this house that's filled with dust bunnies. There's a giant fucking dog thing that lives next door, I guess, and flies around in a cat bus. And they fly the cat bus to go looking for the missing sister.
When I'm talking about slice of life, I'm talking about kids who are poor. Their dad buys the shittiest house they can possibly afford that's potentially haunted. Their mom is dying of some sort of illness that they couldn't figure out in the hospital.
Cold.
Her mom's been in the hospital for ages.
No, yeah, and they find out that you can cure it with
corn.
With corn, yeah.
Yeah. That's the animation part. It's a slice of life anime was what it's considered. That's the category.
Dude, okay, so here's another thing too. I can still hear the voiceover actors. I think it was Dakota and Ellie Fanning when they were kids that did it. I can still hear them giggling and screaming. It's rattling around in my brain. It was so fucking obnoxious.
It's because it's addicting, and it's one of those things that stays in your head for so long because it's so good.
Okay.
Right?
Anyway, continue.
I mean that's pretty much it. I would if I could give it a J grade, I'd give it an A or an A minus maybe. Dude, it was a good anime, and I don't think you guys have. Well, maybe Scott has a better opinion than Jay, but I don't think Jay really has.
What was your favorite scene?
The dad in the bathtub, dude. What do you think?
I wouldn't say favorite scene, but like my favorite part of the anime was how the father always had an answer to the kids, like, "Oh, Dad, like, what is this?" He'd say, "Oh, this is what it is." Even if he was wrong, like
those are
he would
soot
give his...
gremlins. Sorry, that was audio that was picked up directly from the movie.
Oh, no, it's okay. I didn't know you put that on your soundboard. That's pretty good. That was really good.
Yeah.
Except for you sounded like a bitch when you said it. So.
Oh, I didn't say that. That was in the anime. So joke's on you. You said that anime sounds like a bitch. So.
Well, he kind of looks like you. So.
Sounds like you didn't really like it.
He actually does look like you. Scott can probably agree with me on that.
Kind of low key, he does.
He totally looks like Jay. That's why I can't tell the difference.
Oh God. Okay, well, whatever. What was your least favorite part about it?
I don't like I didn't like the cat. I thought the cat was the cat bus.
Oh yeah.
I just thought that was an unnecessary part. Especially the very first one. I get they had to introduce the character in order for it to be introduced later in the movie, but I don't know. I didn't like the cat, even if it was essential to the movie.
I don't understand though. It's not really essential to the movie. A cat bus. They could just ride around on a bicycle
or a regular bus.
It'd take a lot longer. Did you
or
guys
a magic
not get
that
the wind that was created by the cat was the wind that she had felt in the very beginning when the wood went everywhere?
Oh my God! Fuck you.
No, it was seriously.
No, I didn't even get that far. So
the very beginning when the wood carried when the wind carried all the wood away, that was from the cat.
Yeah, when it blew her dress up.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course you watched that, you fucking perv.
Dude,
all right, I'm gonna go into
animation was pervy.
You know, I wrote I tried to be really insightful here. Like I'm not trying to hate anime. I'm honestly not. It's never been my thing, but I did
Scott's
try.
Japanese, so.
Try. What I wrote is it had a decent art style, in the actual like animation wasn't bad. It was weird. I 100% agree with Jay in the fact that it is oddly like kind of like, well, I don't remember how you put it, but
provocative.
Yeah, provocative, exactly. Oddly provocative. 100% agree with that. I also wrote here that maybe I'm just ignorant of Japanese culture because there's a lot of weird fucking shit happening. I was thinking maybe I was watching that maybe the Totoro is something in Japanese culture I just don't understand. If it is, maybe it's like old lore, old legend I just don't understand. Or if it's not, then I don't know what the fuck is going on in this movie. The movie is obviously about people who move into a house and live next door to what I don't know what this thing is like really. It was really hard to follow the story for me. It's just like I don't really get why he's next door and why he has like a rabbit that is invisible like flying around. He said it's the spirits of the woods.
It is.
But again, maybe my ignorance of Japanese culture, I don't understand what the spirits of the woods are or what this giant like wolf thing or whatever it is has to do with it. I thought it was weird that they just had a cancerous mom and they had a dad who was basically completely neglecting his children. Just riding. Oh yeah, like letting his little girl like run around in the woods and not pay attention. Like didn't even notice she was gone for like hours.
Yeah, you just bought a house, bro.
Oh yeah, perfect. No big deal.
You do the same.
I didn't understand the cat bus. I know as soon as I saw that umbrella scene where they're standing in front of the bus, I did know that was famous before I even did this. I know that's the famous kind of anime scene, which is another kind of odd scene that I don't really understand again. Just basically exchanging umbrellas and then getting on a cat bus, and the cat, like, I don't get what he's doing or why he's there. That was, I guess, my thing. I didn't understand the time period. I don't know if this is in the 20s or the 30s or the 50s or what. Confusing to me, but maybe that's not a big deal. But I have to say, overall, I found it to be disjointed and confusing. And if I had to rate it, I would probably give it a D-.
That's generous.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason I pull it above an F+ is just because the animation's okay, and my son actually was watching it with me. He was just interested in the colors and stuff, so I thought, well, maybe a 2-year-old would like this movie. There are colors and shit. Although once we got to that part where the dude decides to get like with the kids and stuff in the bathtub, that was like really weird. But yeah, I would give it a D-.
Do you agree, at least with me, Scott? Because I know Jade didn't really care. Do you at least believe that the anime was that like the adaptation was better than Ninja Scroll?
You mean the animation itself? I would say
yeah.
I would say it's equivalent. Like, I understand where you're coming from. This probably is ahead of its time. Like, if you compare this to, for example, the Lion King. Lion King has great animation, but this feels a little more detailed. A little more like adulty, I guess, if you would. In a non-sexual way, like adult, as in it just feels grown up. Like I can understand where you're coming from. That it might be ahead of its time, like animation wise and stuff. I just don't understand the story.
Yeah,
that would be my thing. I get where you're coming from. This is probably ahead of its time. This is 1988. The other shit that's going on during 1988, I'm
93.
Sure oh well, on Rotten Tomatoes it says 88.
May 7th, 1993, and Ninja Scroll came out June 5th, 1993.
Wow. Well, according to IMDb, it came out in 1988. Maybe in Japan or something?
Oh, you know what? Yeah, you're probably right.
The other big thing that I do have to say is other than the intro and the outro music, I thought the music was good. The My Neighbor is Totoro, that stuff was goofy. But the rest of the music, like when the tree's growing, I thought the music was relatively cool. Like, kind of, decent music. But other than that, I didn't really see overly redeeming qualities. I also did know about Dakota Fanning was in it, young Dakota Fanning. But, yeah, that's basically all I got on it. I don't I thought Ninja Scrolls was definitely better than this movie. This doesn't make me interested to watch anymore. It would be my, what I say. I think it's an odd movie. But I tried to give it my best. What?
I'll get you guys an anime. Don't you worry.
No.
I really don't think that's going to happen.
I really don't want to watch any more anime. I have to slog through them. Like, I definitely think Rikio is very much superior to these movies.
You mean Arthas from Lich King?
No, Rikio, the movie we watched with the heads exploding and shit.
Oh.
It's a better movie.
God. I'd rather watch the movie Rubber.
Sure. I don't know what that movie is, but
It's about a tire that blows things up.
oh yeah, yeah.
Tight. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, probably is a good movie.
Yeah.
That's all I got on this. Now, congratulations. Didn't we watch 2 Studio Ghibli movies, or is this one a Studio Ghibli and the other one's not?
Just one.
Okay. I watched a Studio Ghibli this summer when we watched that really weird movie about like demons and like a whorehouse and shit.
Yes, you're referring to oh fuck. I can't.
I'm just gonna Google demon whorehouse. Let's see what pops up.
No, that's not gonna happen. Just do.
Oh, didn't pop up.
Watch. I bet you it will pop up right here. Where she becomes her parents becomes a kid.
Spirited Away.
Spirited Away. Yeah. That one. That one's really good.
Yeah, but only it was not good.
I swear to God, I could write a better anime than My Neighbor Totoro. I swear to God, like without even trying, I bet you I could.
You wanna promise that to our listeners?
Yeah, I do. If I had the means and the money and the production team, I swear to God, I could write a better anime.
I don't think you could.
I could. I swear to God, something that would at least like make some sort of sense, something that would be coherent. May God have mercy on the guy's soul who fucking created this movie, because it was a heaping pile. I won't even grace it with the title of dog shit. It was a heaping pile of just fucking antimatter. It was terrible.
How much money do you need?
Give me like $60,000.
Grandma.
Yeah, I swear to God, yeah, easily. Give me $60,000.
Just $60,000. Okay, thank you. I love you.
How many is that? Like 6,000 cans of tuna?
Probably.
She said yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
When pigs fly.
Oh, okay. Well, then never mind.
Which could be tomorrow.
Jacob, please, for the love of God, don't ever suggest anything like this. It was a punishment to have to watch 40 minutes of this.
It was longer than 40 minutes.
I know, I didn't make it.
You missed all the great parts of the movie.
Dude, you missed the fucking climax.
Which is where they're sitting on a tree creepily watching their sick mom.
You don't even know what the corn is symbolic for.
No, and I don't care.
No,
Hope, health, and wellness. It's symbolic for corn is in everything, and that's why people are alive and living. Because if you're eating a steak and you look at the nutrition facts on it, it's gonna say corn, because corn is what makes America great again.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know. I literally have no idea.
Hey, anyone have anything else to say before we close this ish out?
Don't fucking watch that movie. If you've already watched it, I feel bad.
Watch the fucking movie if you know it's good for you.
Don't. And we had to spend almost $12 to watch that shit.
I just want you to know I'm infected right now. And if you don't watch the fucking movie, I will be at your doorstep.
Hey all, thank you so much for being here. It's been really great talking to you. Totoro is one of the best movies ever. Let me next week we'll have a new movie for the TMC, the Triggered Movie Club.
Yeah.
Which I had feedback on that idea, the TMC. People really like it. Triggered Movie Club.
Cool.
Yeah. Hey, shout out Jay Henney. He's been listening really hard. Shout out Raven. Shout out Robbie. Shout out Kat. And shout out to anyone who I forgot. And Patrick.
Great.
Shout out Kylie. Shout out my dog Axel. Shout out to Mr. Machias Malake, because I know you've been itching to listen. Shout out to Hitler. And shout out to my mom. And anybody else who listens to this, I really appreciate you. Jackson's a big one right here. I know you've been waiting for this. I've really been pushing this to corporate. trying to get this approved. I finally got it approved, and this episode's for you.
I think he likes the movie though.
I like the movie too. And yeah, that's it. All right, Mr. J.
All right, so next movie of the month is going to be Moonstruck, starring Cher and Nicolas Cage. It's a romantic comedy. It came out in 1987, and I guess like the whole idea behind each of the movies that we picked, they were movies that we've never seen before, right?
Yeah, that we wanted to see.
Yeah. All right, so that'll be it.
The other request I'll just throw this out here too. I don't know where. The big request I got from multiple people is people want to watch with us, but they don't want to buy. So I don't know where Moonstruck's available, but yeah, for the next one, if it's not available anywhere, people want to be able to like watch it on Netflix or Hulu.
Oh yeah, I'll find out, but I want to say it's available on Hulu if I'm not mistaken.
Cool.
Yeah. So shout out. I want to, and it's also like really cheap too. It's like you can rent it for $2.99 on YouTube, and you can rent it on Vudu or whatever. But shout outs. I want to shout out Patricia. I want to shout out Panda, even though he's a piece of shit. Delbert, Javad, Katie, Jacob's mother, Ben's mom, and I also want to say that Totoro was a huge mistake, and don't fucking watch it.
Hey, thank you guys for being here, and goodbye.
Laters.
Bye.
Good night.
Wow.
I can't believe you like that movie, Jake.
I thought it was really good.